Good morning, students. In our previous class, we were reading the chapter The 100 Dresses 1. And in 100 Dresses 1, this chapter is about a girl who is teased by her classmates because she belongs to a poor family. This girl, Vanda Patronsky, becomes the buff of her friends' jokes because of her funny Polish name. She's always quiet and wears the same faded blue dress every day. She always boasts of having 100 dresses of same color at home. So the story is about the realization which people from the mainstream society are forced to make other different people similar or with other potential and emotions. Now we have the characters over here. We have Vanda, and then the Vanda Petronsky is a poor Polish girl with a funny name, and everyone used to make fun of her. Then after that, we have Peggy. She always teases Vanda, creates a game about asking Vanda about the dresses she have, about the shoes she have, or the other things. And she's the pretty girl in the school and the most popular one. Then we have Maddie, who always teases Vanda, is a very close friend of Peggy. She is also a poor girl but never boasts like Vanda. And Miss Mason, the Vanda's class teacher, who helps the students and supports them. So before we go through the further reading, let's understand till what we have read in our previous class. It was Monday. Vanda was absent, but nobody noticed her in the class. She did not have many friends in the class, but she was very shy and she was very shy and quiet girl. She always preferred to sit in the corner of the class. She came from Boggings Height, where people lived. Her parents were Polish who left Poland to settle down in America. Now, Vanda's classmates thought of her only when they came out of the class and they wanted to tease her. But she was absent. Vanda did not come to school on Tuesday as well. And then Peggy and Maddie were close friends. Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty and intelligent. Maddie, her friend, was a poor girl. They both always used to tease Vanda. They stayed after the school to mock Vanda, but they noticed that she was absent. After being teased by other girls, Vanda lied of having 100 dresses and 60 pair of shoes in her closet. This lie became a game for others and everyone in the class who wanted her to describe her dresses for them every day. Peggy and Maddie derived pleasure in her discomfort. They were happy when Vanda felt very bad about it, but they always try to remain very happy. Right now, then after that, we have Peggy, who is the most popular girl of the school. She always teased Vanda, but she was not cruel basically. She never behaved cruelly with anyone and not even with animals. If somebody asked her, she always said that Vanda was not an ordinary person but wanted her to describe the 100 dresses. Maddie, who is a poor girl and a friend of Peggy. She felt bad for Vanda as everybody teased her. She wore different dresses given by rich family. She feared that one day all girls would be fed up of Vanda and now she will become the next target. So one day what Maddie thought of is she decided to write a note to Peggy asking her not to tease Vanda anymore. Later, she tore it up, thinking that her friend Peggy might get angry with her and would tease her. She thought about Vanda's discomfort. She thought about Vanda had described her blue and green velvet dress in details and that all the things. So that what till what we have read. Now let's continue the reading. Coming up to page number 67. Below the oral comprehension check, let's again go through this paragraph. Though even today they had been late to school, Maddie was glad that she had not made fun of Vanda. She worked her arithmetic problems, and in that during that problem, she thought of writing a note. But then she thought she may not become a target, so she stopped writing that and she tear it off. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Vanda, oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hairs as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts. Then accord means wish. So only Peggy was thinking that if Peggy is going to thinking of on her own thoughts, on her own, that they want to make stop waking Vanda, so Maddie will also be with her. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the note and that she started, and she was Peggy's best friend. And Peggy was best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong. She thought that Peggy is not that bad girl that she can do anything that is really wrong. Okay, then if she's telling about asking things about Vanda, and why is Vanda lying then if she's not having those things? So this is what she thought of, and then she continued with it. As for Vanda, she was just some girl who lived up on the bogging site and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. Rarely she would have said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard was about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her yelling. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses. Like Maddie remembered that she used to describe her dress about the blue with colored trimmings. She also remembered that there was a brilliant jungle green with a red sash, another dress of that color. You'd look like a Christmas tree in that. The girls had said in that pretended admiration. So she was pretending and she was explaining the details of her dress that it was a green with red sash, and then the other girls were talking about you would look like a Christmas tree, that too in her admiration. Pretending means which is not real, and they were simply admiring like this only. Thinking about Vanda and her dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring competition contest. And Maddie was simply thinking, sitting at home, thinking about Vanda and her dresses. But then she realized that, okay, the next task that we are going to have in the school is drawing and coloring contest. So for girls, this contest consisted of designing the dresses, and for boys, designing motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal. So she had already thought out that Peggy would win because Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. And at least there's what everybody thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. So she think of, okay, she'll copy from somewhere, from a magazine or what, so that it also looks presentable. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners, and they'd know, and they will get to know that who is going to win. The next day it was drizzling. Drizzling means there was little rain that was coming up, and light raining was going on, and Peggy and Maddie hurried up to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Vanda Petronsky on the corner of the Oliver Street, the street that far away under the railroad tracks and up the hill led to Bogging High. So there was a Oliver Street where they used to stand over there and wait for Vanda, that she also going to pass through, and then they both will have fun of making fun of Vanda. But naturally, when this day they are very curious to know about who has win up the prize about that, the competition. So naturally, and it was drizzling also, so they directly went up to school. Anyway, they weren't taking chances on being late today because today was most important. It was very important day they had. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winners today? Asked Peggy. So Peggy, do you think that Miss Mason, the class teacher, is going to announce the winner today? Said Peggy. Oh, I hope so. And minute we get in, said Maggie, of course you will win, Peg. Hope so. Peggy's eagerly like, oh, okay, I hope so, I'll win. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room. So the moment they entered into the classroom, they stopped a little and gasped. Means they breathed very heavily, deeply. There were the drawings all over the room, on every ledge. Ledge means on the outer part, on every window sill means the window edge. Dazzling, dazzling colors means with bright and shining colors, and brilliant lavish designs. Lavish means a very grand designs that you have. Great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them. So these were more than must have been hundreds of these designs of dresses that were made on piece of paper, as you can see on the book as well. Now these must have been the drawings of the contest. They were, everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. Everyone stopped, somebody whistle and somebody murmuring and admiring the dresses. As soon as the class has assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Beggles had won for the boys, and she said that his design was for an outboard motor, was on exhibition in room 12 along with the sketches by all other boys. So that was the exhibition over there. And as for the girl, she said although just one or two sketches were submitted by most, everyone has submitted one sketch or two sketch by most, but one girl in the room number 13, we are very proud of her, and this girl actually drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. In the opinion of judges, any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. So, in what judges has thought of, that any one of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I am happy to say that Vanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. So, see the dresses that she had drawn, and they were all over there, hanged around the classroom. Unfortunately, Vanda has been absent from the school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. Applause means not here to receive that admiration, that praise of the people, of the friends, of the teacher. Let us hope she will back tomorrow. Now class, you may file around the room quietly. You may Now, class, you may file around the room quietly and look at her exquisite designs. You may sit over there in the class and see her exquisite designs, extremely beautiful and well made designs. The children burst into applause. They were so happy. They started praising Vanda. And even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor and put their fingers in their mouth and whistle. Though they were not interested in the dresses, even the boys, they were simply yelling and stamping by their feet over there, whistling, and they were not interested in the dresses, but they were happy. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. This is one, that blue one. She told us about it. Isn't it beautiful? See, there is one, this blue color dress. Isn't that beautiful? She has already described about her this dress. Yes, said Peggy. And here is that green one. Boy, I thought I could draw. Oh, I thought I could draw this kind of dress. So this is where we have ended up with part 1, the 100 dresses 1. The reading is going to continue to 100 dresses part 2, but let's finish off with this chapter first. On the page number 70, we have the oral comprehension check questions. The question number 1 over here is, why didn't Maddie ask Peggy to stop teasing Vanda, and what was she afraid of? Maddie did not ask Peggy to stop teasing Vanda because she too was poor. She feared that she could be the next target for girls. As Maddie wore hands down clothes given by Peggy, She was afraid that if they did not tease Wanda, they probably would start teasing her. The next question over here is, who did Maddie think would win the drawing contest and why? Maddie thought that the best friend Peggy would win the drawing contest because she was the best artist in the room. And who won the drawing contest? What had the winner drawn? Wanda had won the drawing contest and she had flawlessly drawn 100 dresses. You can tell this about the boys also, like in category of boys who had won and in the girls who have drawn. Coming up to thinking about the text, which are the textbook question answers. We have only 4. These questions are to be written in your notebook. How is Wanda seen as different by other girls and how do they treat her? Other girls saw Wanda as poor and vulnerable. She had a strange name, did not make friends with anyone, remained quiet. She sat in the corner with rough and noisy boys. Wanda always wore the same blue dress and came from a place which is full of mud on the roads. So the other girls treated her badly and belittled her. They made fun of Wanda. Question number 2 is, how does Wanda feel about the dresses game and why does she say that she has 100 dresses? How does Wanda feel? So Wanda felt very embarrassed and insulted when other girls played the dresses game on her. She claimed to have 100 dresses. In order to put those insults and jokes away, actually she was preparing the drawings of 100 dresses of the drawing competition and she was referring to them. She was actually preparing for those competition, preparing those drawings, and she referred to them when the girls asked her that how many dresses did she have. The next question is, why does Maddie stand and not to do anything? She stand by, but she could not do anything. How is she different from Peggy? And was Peggy's friendship important to Maddie? Why? Which lines will in the text will tell you about this? Maddie stands quietly and watches as Peggy humiliates Wanda because she felt that Peggy was high and mighty. Thus, Peggy could never be wrong. As Maddie was poor herself, she feared that she could be the next target for girls to mock at. Also, Maddie did not tease Wanda while Peggy did. And Peggy is the one who's teasing. She was simply standing beside that. Yes, Peggy's friendship was important to Maddie. The lines which indicates her Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. So this was a line that truly shows us about the relationship of Peggy and Maddie. The next is question number 4 is, what has Miss Mason think of Vanda's drawing and what do the children think of them? What do they think about them? Miss Mason thought of Vanda's drawing to be wonderful. She even said that the judges liked it so much and thought any of them would be worthy of winning. And if they will pick any of those 100 dress, any picture they would pick, it's about to win. It's the winning one only. So the children too were awestruck. They were very astonished at the sight of such beautiful dress in the paintings. It is evident from the fact that the boys who had no interest in the dresses were whistling and Peggy, who thought of herself as the best artist, accepted that Vanda's drawings were amazing. Now, the next is overcoming up to thinking about the language. We have the textbook exercises. So combine the following to make the sentences. This is the bus. What kind of bus? And it goes to Agra. So this is the bus which goes to Agra. This is how it is being combined. I would like to buy a shirt. Which shirt? And the shirt is in the shop window. I would like to buy the shirt that is in the shop window. You must break your fast at particular time when and you see the moon in the sky. You must break your fast at a particular time when you see the moon in the sky. So we are joining these two sentences, combining these two sentences. The next is find a person. Okay, find a word. Fourth one, find a word. What kind of word? It begins with letter Z. Use which or that. So you can use which or find a word that begins with letter Z. The next is find a person. What kind of a person? His or her name begins with Z and you need to use whose. So now find a person whose name begins with letter Z. The sixth one is then go to place. What place? There are no people whose name begins with Z in that place. Use where. So then go to a place where there are no people whose name begins with Z. So this is one exercise. The other one is this one, where here are two sentences from the story and can you say so which points of view are being italicized. So the first one is, but on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down in the front, down with the other children who got good marks, did not track in the whole lot of mud, did not notice the Vanda wasn't there. So these italicized words expresses the point of view of Peggy and Maddie. The next is Vanda Petronsky. Most of the children in the room, the 13, did not have the names. Like that, they had the names easy to say Thomas, Smith, or Ellen. So these words express the point of view of narrator. So there are other such adverbs which are evidently, surprisingly, possibly, hopefully, incredibly, luckily. We need to use these words to fill in these blanks. Surprisingly, he finished his homework on time. Hopefully, it will not rain on the day of the match. Evidently, he had been stealing money from his employer. Television is possibly to blame for the increase in the violence in the society. The children will hopefully learn from their mistakes. I can't possibly lend you that much money. The thief apparently had been watching the house for many days. The thief possibly escaped by bribing the jailer. Surprisingly, no one had suggested this before, and the water was incredibly hot. So these were the textbook exercises which were there in your textbook. You are simply need to keep a copy of it either in the form of a print or just save this word file when I'll be sharing it with you. So through the chapter we have done with the introduction part. We are already introduced the chapter. Let's go through it. Then it's not supposed to be written. It's only for your reference. The lesson The 100 Dresses one is about a girl Vanda who claims to have 100 dresses. Her classmate made fun of her because she claims that in contradiction to the fact that she was always been wearing the same dress. Her classmates found her name to be funny and it was because everyone had easier names other than Vanda Petronsky. Her name was different because she was a Polish immigrant who had come in American town with her family. She was poor and she did not have many friends. She was quiet and she always seen sitting in a corner of the classroom. The truth about the 100 dresses unveiled that when she had submitted her 100 drawings, this truth about her 100 dresses was unveiled, was came out when she submitted her drawings in the contest, in the drawing contest. So they were the same dresses she used to talk about, and all of them were immensely beautiful. Now, coming up to the new words, scuffing of feet means noisy or dragging movements of the feet on the ground. Didn't hang right means didn't fit properly. Hopscotch means it's a game which the children play when they hop on over the squares which are marked on the ground. Nudge, a gentle push. Incredulously, showing unwillingness to believe. Courteous means polite, respectful. Stolidity means calm, dependable, showing little emotion. Shrieks means scream. Exaggerated means overemphasize. Her dull eyes means having eyes wanting brightness, liveliness, and other. Bullies means someone who hurts or frightens other and over a period of time, forcing them to do something which they do not want to. Mistreat, to treat someone badly. Absent-mindedly, distracted mind. Shuddered means shake or tremble. Disguise means to give a different appearance, to conceal its identity. Scarcely, hardly, or barely. Trimmings means decoration. Sash, a long strip of loop of cloth worn over one shoulder down to the waist. When you go for the march past, you wear a sash, right? So that's how it's on the one shoulder and then it goes around to the waist to the others. We have pretended. Pretending means not genuine. Admiration, respect. Drizzling means rain lightly. Hurried means quick. Gasped means catch one another's breath with an open mouth owing to pain or astonishment. Like mouth is open and you are like simply wow. Ledge, shelf. Window sill, ledge or sill forming the bottom of the window. Dazzling, beautiful, lavish, gorgeous, murmured saying something in a low voice, admiringly in a way that showed respect and warm approval. Assembled means gathered together. And this is what the summary of this chapter is. You only need to go through the summary, just read it, and there is nothing that you need to write upon the summary. All right, this is simply for your reference in this summary. Oral comprehension check questions are not to be written, they are only for your reference. Only the textbook questions that you need to write. And then I will be sharing the worksheet with you, which you will be writing upon. And that worksheet will be shared once we finish off with part 1 and part 2 both. Then I will be sharing that worksheet with you.